Good morning, Reds from all over the world. Welcome to All for United. I am your host, Joe O'Neill. I hope you're all having a wonderful Wednesday, 9 a.m. Well, it's 9 a.m. for some of us, not all of us. Temmie, what time is it where you are right now?
It's 4 a.m.
That is dedication, okay? I had to roll out of bed at a reasonable hour, which was 5 to 9, but Temmie had to roll out of bed at 5 to 4. So God, on his side, fair play. And also, we have Sems as well below him, who is at a regular hour as well. Sems and Temmie, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Absolute pleasure. Lads, I wish on everything that I believe in that I had something positive to talk about today. I wish there was something good that was in the news because Haydar was hosting the show yesterday and he was discussing how we are closing in and signing a left back, one of the best up-and-coming left backs in Europe last season, who starred for Sevilla as they beat us in the semi-final of the Europa League to go on and win it. But unfortunately, over the last 24 hours, that has gone to not as good as we would have hoped. So I'm going to start with you, Temmie. What are your thoughts on the Reguilon deal falling through?
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. The way we've been operating for the past 2 summers, I mean, we really shouldn't be expecting anything more or less from our board, honestly, from our leadership. It's not even more so about the player, because there's good left backs like everywhere. There's good left backs in every country. It's more so the principle of Spurs coming and taking over a deal for Manchester United. I can't wrap my head around that one. That's the real frustrating part. The fact that Spurs are willing to spend 30 million on a player when they didn't have money. They wanted to furlough staff. They wanted to do a lot of different things. So it's the principle of getting a deal taken over by Spurs. It's really frustrating. If, let's say, I mean, Reguilon is going there. It looks like it's pretty much confirmed. If we were a real club that was actually ambitious, I would be like, okay, we just get another left back. We just go look at Alex Telles. We go look at anybody. I mean, literally any young left back with talent. If we had any vision, I would just not be worried about it. But the fact that it just looks like there's no ambition to actually spend money. I mean, Thiago's out there for 30-something million pounds. I mean, there's just a lot of different cheap, good, affordable options for us to go out there and make our team better, make our club better. But it seems like the board doesn't want to do it.
Yeah, that's a bit of a shock horror there. We got a good comment here from someone. We couldn't accept the buyback clause. That is fair to be said, but I would also say, why go in for the player if you're not willing? Because that was public knowledge. Everyone knew that. I knew that.
Right.
I couldn't even say the player's name up until last week that they wanted a buyback clause. So, Sems, what are your thoughts on the deal as well, and us going in with the buyback clause?
Yeah, so my thought process is a little bit like what that gentleman just said there regarding the buyback clause, because whilst it doesn't look good on the face of it that Spurs have come in now, and I think that is what's probably driving a lot of the frustrations with most of our fan base, is the fact that Spurs have come in and now look like they're going to get that player. I'm wondering if we would have or see the same frustrations if we just found out that Man United refused to pay or accept the buyback clause and now there's no deal. Yes, I guess we probably would still have frustrations, but I don't think it would be as much. And the way I see things is, at the start of this window, I have probably identified certain areas that we needed strengthening in. And left back, whilst I do agree we need to strengthen there, I did not think it was a priority. So where we started looking at all of these left backs, it was so, okay, if this happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't, is the way I see it. So I'm not as angry or frustrated with this particular deal as I probably am going to be about other deals, which I guess we probably will discuss anyway, if they don't happen. So yeah, it's not good. But if we don't want to sort of bow down and accept a buyback clause, then I think that it's probably right that we walk away from the deal and keep our principles intact. And if we're looking at other players, hopefully, then we go ahead and sign those players, because that is 30 mil that we probably would be taking away from the pot we might as well put that to better use. Is my thoughts on it.
Yeah, I completely agree with you on that, to be honest. Like, going into the new season, this season now, I wasn't looking for a left back because I don't particularly rate Luke Shaw. I think Williams is nearly just as good as him, but younger, so I think he will eventually be better than him. My only issue with him is that he's right-footed as a left back.
Right-footed, yeah,
someone who played left back and right-footed for 5 years with my local team, I know how difficult that can be, especially since all my managers thought I was left-footed for some reason. But maybe that's how Brandon Williams got in that position. But as well with it, like you said, I suppose you can say we're saving money by not buying him. But like the whole thing with Spurs comes in as well. Like, Spurs are coming in, but I will say, I'll play a bit of devil's advocate here. Like, Spurs are kind of showing their size, if I'm being honest, by going it, because we're effectively getting a glorified loan deal, with a player that could potentially go on to cost, 50 million, and then we're selling them back to Madrid for maybe 35, and then leaving a hole in our team. So I will in that regard. But as someone we have to mention as well, actually, we got an interesting comment. Do you think we will sell Phil Jones, Smalling, and Rojo? How many of them? I know it's depressing saying their names along with our club. But out of those 3 players, Temi, I'll go back to you on this one. How many of them do you think will still be at the club by the end of this transfer window?
Probably 2. I would say Rojo and Phil Jones will probably still be here. I can't see. I know Chris Smalling, the situation's been kind of tricky. We've been wanting more money from Roma. There's been varying reports on if he actually will stay or not. But I think we'll end up selling him. I mean, he's been a very decent servant to the club, if we're being honest. I mean, obviously he's been around during kind of not the best period, but he's been a decent servant. I think we'll do him the service of, getting him a move, because he's not going to play. Ollie's made that very clear that he won't be a starter. Chris Smalling has aspirations to be a starter, which I still respect, and that's one of the things I respect about him.
Yeah.
But yeah, Phil Jones and Rojo are going to sit on that money. That's for certain. That's
a guarantee. And let's be honest, I don't blame them. It's entirely the club's fault for giving them those deals in the first place. When they were limited players, the most recent time both of them signed their contracts. So entirely, it just shows the problem with the structure of the club. I have to say, we got a message. Hello to Indonesian Reds. Everyone say hello to Indonesian Reds.
What's good, Indonesian Reds?
What's up, Indonesian Reds? Big up yourself.
You got an hello and a what's up. So good morning to you guys up there. Sam, so what are your thoughts? Who are those 3 will still be at the club next season?
Yeah, I agree with Temi. I think it's no surprise that we're talking about Smalling is the likely one that's going to leave, because if we're honest, Smalling is a decent player. He's a decent centre-back. And the other 2, whilst I still do have a bit of a soft spot for Rocco, I do think he can come in at times and do a bit of a job. But Phil Jones is an absolute nightmare. He's a car crash, and I don't understand the deal. I remember when we gave him the new deal, I had friends telling me, "Oh, you're not thinking, Sems. You're not thinking. It's because we can get more money from him when we try to sell him." And this is obviously nobody doesn't want him for the type of money that he's going to be going for, because he's under contract and he's on the big wages as well. So yeah, we definitely shot ourselves in the foot at that time. At that period in time, I don't know what was happening with the club and the contracts we was giving out, and how we was obviously we're run like a circus anyway. But yeah, I agree that I think Smalling will eventually move on. We need to actually move on some players as well. That's another thing with regards to when we're talking about transfers, is we need to start moving on some players. We need to start bringing in some cash, because obviously we know our owners aren't pumping money in. So we need to start selling and freeing up some wage bills and bringing in some money. And that's obviously another issue, is we're not selling any players.
Yeah, you're absolutely dead right. And just to add more, we actually have a very international audience. Can you all say hello to South Africa? And I presume this is Barry, even though it's probably not. Hello.
Good morning. Good morning, South Africa.
We're putting everyone in good news. And also I have to put up the shout out to Dennis Irwin. Was the right-footed left-back, one of the best left-backs of his era, and I cannot deny that at all. And I hope to Christ Brandon Williams has even 1% of the career that myself and Dennis Irwin had as the right foot and left back.
Myself.
Wow.
But
Wow.
to move on to the same sort of problem, but to a different name, something a bit closer to home. It feels like 2013 again. The name Gareth Bale. And by the way, guys, everyone, put into the comments your thoughts on everything across Facebook, Instagram, whatever we're on, Twitter, everything. Just give us your thoughts on everything we're discussing because they'll put you up. But yeah, 2013 again. We're being linked heavily to Gareth Bale. I'm going to go. Tell me, what are your initial thoughts? Even though it looks like he's going to end up at Spurs, but what are your initial thoughts on this anyway?
Yeah, it's just funny to me. I mean, it's just funny. It's like, no. It's like, no, don't want to do that at all. At all. It's just a hilarious thought. I respect Gareth Bale, by the way. Like, if you just ask yourself the simple question, if you take the money out of it, take the wages out of it, does he improve our squad? The answer is yes. The answer is yes. He would improve our squad. I mean, he's a former world-class player. I'm going to go out on a limb and say he's probably better than Mason Greenwood is right now, like right now. But only because of experience, obviously. But the wages, the drama that comes with it, the pressure that he's going to be under to perform, it's just too much. And why would we, spend £300,000 a week on his wages when, we could just invest in a young player for, the next 10 years, i.e. Jadon Sancho, and, get that done and not pay him £300,000 a week for the next, at least 3 or 4 years. It just doesn't make much sense. I mean, obviously it's paper talk. And when you're a United fan, you have to, kind of get used to this. I'm not surprised by any of the things that have come out this summer, any rumor, anything like that. This is what always happens. And honestly, my blood pressure is not that high because I told myself very, very early on, like, just know what's going to happen this summer. You should not get your hopes up at all.
Oh, that is so depressing, but so true. So true. We got a comment here. With Gareth Bale loan transfers, lightens. Okay, let me skip. This is a lot of words. Very early in the morning. With Gareth Bale's loan transfer, lighten wages per week, and 30 million from Spurs. Real Madrid may steal Sancho from under our noses again. I don't know, son, if I agree with that this season, because Madrid just don't even have 30 million to even add to a 30 million to get close to that signing. But maybe next season if they manage to get him off the books. But Sam, your thoughts on the Gareth Bale connection again?
Yeah, again, very much similar to Temi. I never bought it from day one, and in my heart, I'm still saying that Jadon Sancho deal will get done. So I'm sticking to my guns. And if I then allow myself to get excited about Bale, that then tells me that Jadon Sancho is definitely not happening. So I just put that to one side. I didn't get involved, and everybody, it's a fantasy, isn't it? Gareth Bale is, it's fantasy football. It's nostalgia. Gareth Bale's Champions League winner, overhead kicks, what he did at Spurs. It all sounds brilliant, but the reality is that we've not seen Gareth Bale do these things for a long period of time. And do we know if he can now perform at the level that Man United would need him to perform? No, we do not. And the other thing is he is injury prone. Do we need another injury prone player? No, we don't, especially with the way we've already got players that get injured and our squad depth is not the best. So, yeah, I agree with Temi is, we need to invest in the right type of player now. And for me, Jadon Sancho deal is I still believe in my heart that it will get done. So I never really bought the Bale stuff.
What makes you believe that, Sam? Like, what makes you believe it's going to get done? Like, what is the logic behind that?
You know what is? I said from the beginning that this deal will be similar to Maguire in the sense that we don't want to pay the fee that the club are asking, and we're trying to negotiate it down. Now, it seems similar with Jadon Sancho, and then we're hearing about the agents' fees. And I just think there's been so much around it. We know that that's a position that needs filling. And Jadon Sancho to Manchester United, it makes sense in my head because I've actually been talking about it since December last year. So we still have we still have 3 weeks or nearly 2.5 weeks left of the window. And if everybody sort of hangs their hat and their every last word on, Fabrizio, when he says, here we go, and all of the reports that they're saying, Manchester United are still working on the deal. If we wasn't, then we would have heard that we're not working on the deal anymore. The deal is closed. The deal's off. We haven't heard that yet. So that is why I still think it will get done. If there was no hope, then we would have heard by now that the deal's off. But we haven't. So, yeah.
Yeah. To be honest, I'm going to be a little bit optimistic and be on Sam's side in this, because with this deal, it does have every feeling the same with Fernandes, the same with Harry Maguire, that I think it will eventually get done. I grow more pessimistic by the day and more cold-hearted, but I still have a tiny bit of belief left in me. I think, to be honest, someone put up, just put the post up there about Bale. He'll shine at Spurs. To be honest, I don't think he'll shine anywhere. I think the reason Spurs want him, and don't forget, Bale, I've all the respect in the world for Bale, what he did for us against Liverpool. And by us, I mean the footballing world, when he scored an incredible overhead kick and then made Karius look like an absolute idiot when he shot the ball straight at him and he dropped it. For those things, I'll love him forever. And he might as well be a Man United legend just for that. But the facts are, when Spurs need money and they need international acclaim, him, an old boy coming back and someone who's known around the world, will build their brand a little bit. And that's kind of what will come as well. We don't need that. We don't need someone 300 grand a week, injury prone. No doubt in his potential. But he just can't do it anymore, to be honest. I don't think so, not consistently, which I think we all agree on, I hope. And if not, I'll get rid of you. But yeah, I think we've covered let's put another comment there. What is it? Bale isn't injury prone either. Look up Madrid, Barcelona injury players joining other clubs. 2 seasons ago, he played more like Kane, one of the great white hopes, the other. Don't agree. Sorry, and it's my show, so I don't have to agree with you, Gary. Okay, we're going to move on to the next section, which is discussing. We have Luton. I believe who said it was next Tuesday where we have them in the League Cup.
It's next Tuesday, yeah.
Yeah, third in Kensingworth Road. I can never pronounce that stadium. So basically, we want to put our thoughts into cup competition this season. How important is it for Ollie to get a trophy in? And please, everyone, put comments in on your thoughts on this as well. Temi, I'll go to you first again.
Yeah, I think it's extremely important. I think what happens when you win a trophy for like a club, especially us who haven't won a trophy in quite some time. Like, just look at what's happened with Arsenal. They won an FA Cup, and it just inspires a team to believe that they can do things, even if they're not that good. Like, Arsenal's not going to win a Premier League, but they now have a belief that they can win a trophy with the current players that they have, and they've improved. If we won Europa League this past season that just went by, I think it inspires the players to believe that they can do more. Right now, it's more pressure to win, because we haven't won in so long. So if we can, I think Ollie should really prioritize one of the smaller cups, like a Carabao Cup, because I just can't see us winning the Premier League. Champions League is a toss up.
Yeah.
You get through the group stages and then it's just a flip of a coin. But I think it's extremely important for us. I think it's good for our young players. I think the likes of Donny van de Beek are going to probably play in that game. Probably might start in that game. Gives the likes of Brandon Williams, Dalot, like just different players the opportunity to play. So yeah, it's critically important for us to try and get a trophy this year.
Yeah. Sams, this is the big question now. If you could put in order what trophy United should go for first, okay? So, for example, I won't even say challenging for the title because, look, let's all be realists. And if anyone disagrees with me in the comments, please go for it. And I'll prove you're wrong because there's no way we can win the title. But if you want to say, like, top 4 League Cup, FA Cup, Champions League, is there anything else we're in for? No, I think that's all the trophies. If you could put number 1, what we should be going for, what do you think?
Yeah, I think top 4 is the priority going forward for us now, playing Champions League football. And don't get me wrong, when I say that, I'm not putting aside the fact that winning is also important. I agree with Temi that winning a trophy is important and it gives you confidence. I can't remember what year it was when we won the League Cup after not winning the trophy for about 2 or 3 seasons, and that then spurred us on to start doing well again. Installing that winning mentality is important, and the fact that we lost 3 semi-finals last year, I think, is another reason why we need to go on and go that extra mile this year. But if you was to push me to sort of put an order, I'm not happy. I'm not a Spurs that just want trophies at any cost, and then we finish 5th or 6th, for example, but we end up with an FA Cup or a Carabao Cup. For me, for longevity, and if we're looking long term, top 4 is the priority, because we need to be in that situation where we're able to attract the best players to then improve the squad. And I think very much at where we are now is we're always looking short term in 2020. Life is so fast paced. We don't look long term anymore. And top 4, you get that, you build, and then you start winning trophies consistently. We can win a trophy now. That's not what I'm saying, but I think top 4 is the goal. Then I would actually say a Carabao Cup, because it's on paper the easier trophy to win. So you get your quick wins in. Then I would say FA Cup, and then obviously Champions League if possible, and then the league. But in fact, I'd probably say winning the league is probably easier than winning the Champions League. Actually, maybe not. No. I'll take that back. I'll take that back. Champions League is a lottery. It is a flip of a coin, as you say, and you get a little bit of luck, you can do it. So I'll say league last, Champions League first, and that will be the order.
When we draw 1-1 with Bournemouth, that's when you're gonna remember. The league is it's not that easy.
I love, by the way, Sam, I love how you said that, like, I don't want to be like Spurs, trophies. I was like, well, it'd be nice if they won one every so often, I suppose.
They don't. That's not Spurs. That's not Spurs. They don't win. They don't win anything.
No, but the reason I say it is because the way where Spurs are at the moment, they're willing to take a trophy at any cost. They'll finish 10th and win a Carabao Cup, and they'll be happy. We're not there. We're not at that level.
Temi, would you take top 4 over a trophy?
If it was.
No,
let's just say it's the Champions League, If it was the Premier League, or I said the Premier League. Carabao Cup, no. FA Cup, no. But it's a Champions League, for sure. I would definitely take that. I would take that calculated risk. But anything else, probably not. I mean, it's just so sad that we're talking about having this conversation of how important top 4 is. It should just be expected. It really should. I think even now, even though this summer hasn't been that inspiring, we should still be good enough to get top 4. I'm sorry. We should still be good enough to get top 4 with the midfielders we have now. I truly believe we have 5 solid midfielders now with the addition of Donny van de Beek. Obviously, our front line needs probably another striker to give us that depth. Our defense was the 3rd best in the league last year. Despite all the criticism I've even brought up about them, but we're good enough to make top 4. This shouldn't even be a discussion, honestly. Shouldn't.
Can I say something on that, please?
Yeah.
You say that it shouldn't be a discussion, but I think you're sort of thinking historically the fact that we're Manchester United, that it shouldn't be a discussion. I think where we are at the moment is we're in a situation where we've finished outside the top 4 more times than not since Fergie's gone. And now the competition in the league now is totally different to what it was before. And I think one thing I've taken from our great era is the fact that we took finishing top 4 for granted. We actually took what Wenger did at Arsenal for granted. It's not a given to finish top 4. And I think when you think about the fact that City and Liverpool, obviously, they're the two, they're light years ahead of us. Then we're basically on par with Chelsea, Arsenal, Spurs, all of those other teams. That is, you sort of literally got two spaces to sort of battle, and I think that we have to earn the right to get there. We are the better of the rest of the bunch, in my opinion. But especially when you look at Chelsea now and how much they've strengthened, that I don't think it's a given, man.
So no, I agree with that sentiment. You know what I mean? But if we're truly thinking about improving this season, like I think our goal should be to close the gap. It really shouldn't be top. We should be thinking, okay, we're going to get top 4. How do we close that gap from, was it 33 points to 23 points or, 15 points? It makes a ton of sense. But like the likes of Arsenal, they've improved. Their squad is still not better than our squad. Spurs have bought players. Yeah. Their squad is not better than our squad. The only person, there's 3 teams I could say, okay, if they're ahead of us, you got it. I respect it. That's obviously Chelsea, Liverpool, and City. Any other team, I'm being very honest, we should have that 4th spot locked down. I mean, Leicester didn't really improve that much. Obviously, Arsenal improved on paper. We saw what they did over this past weekend was really impressive. I'm going to give it to them. They look wavy. I can't lie. But even then, I know what you said about this we expected because of our history and our past. No, I expected because of what we accomplished last year without Bruno for the first half of the season. You know what I mean? Without Pogba for
Pogba as well.
How long? Martial was injured for 8 weeks to start the season. Rashford was out. Yeah. Rashford was out for what, 2 months or something like that. I mean, if we're even remotely close to, being healthy, like let's say we get Pogba and Bruno for healthy for at least the first half of the season, or the first 3 quarters of the season. Knock on. This isn't wood, but whatever. Like we shouldn't be questioning top 4, in my personal opinion. If we're all healthy.
Just to also, I'll pass it back to you now, Joe. Sorry.
No, you're doing great.
I just wanted to make it clear. Joe asked me to put them in order. I couldn't group them together. So my ambitions or my goals for this season wouldn't be to finish top 4. It would be a top 4 finish and a trophy. I'm not saying finishing top 4 alone is a good season, because I see somebody write the comments there. I was asked to put them in order. So that's what I've done, of order of importance. But we should be. But this is why improving the squad is important as well, because Van der Beek alone isn't enough. But if we have the ambition, we should be looking to close the gap and win a trophy this season. I agree.
100%.
100%. And I'm after getting 2 hilarious comments by some sort of idiot who put up, Manchester United are no longer the club that once was for being the best. Arsenal are a better club that I may now look to. Yeah, you can have Arsenal. Can have you. We never want you in the first place.
Where did they finish last season? Like 8th?
Exactly, 8th. Yeah.
Like, what are you saying? What are you talking about?
But to beat Fulham 3-0. Don't forget that.
Yeah. Congrats.
Disagreeing the table. Position 3 to 7 are going to be stupidly competitive. Liverpool or City are the only confirmed top 4. I would.
Oh, my God.
That's what I said. That's what I said.
I would agree. I would agree with this guy.
No, I think it's going to be. I'm not saying it's not going to be competitive. I'm saying we should be the incumbent favorites. That is all I'm saying.
I hear that.
If Ollie improves as a manager, if if we keep our squad mostly intact, we should. I mean, I'm sorry. There should be a gap. There should be a little bit of a gap between 4 and 5, in my opinion. There should be like a 5-6 point gap. I'm being very serious about that. If we're being serious, if we play the way I believe we should play this season with the players that we do have, there should be a gap between 4 and
5. Completely agree. And we got a comment as well. Prepare to say hello to Belfast. Say hello, guys, to Belfast.
What's up, Belfast?
Or send me his own guy and saying, what's up again? You can't follow simple direction.
Sorry.
No, you're your own man. You were a creative. But to finish on another light subject, and guys, don't forget to sound off in the comments. There was a video done last week it was Thursday evening on the topic, which covered the best number 7s in Man United history. So I just want to talk briefly on what has happened to that number in the last maybe 10 years. Because it's very odd, because I typed in, if you type in into Google number 7 football, it's just David Beckham, Ronaldo, Eric Cantona. And we are the club that made number 7 what it is, because number 10 was always iconic of the goal scorer. I guess number 1, you could say, is the goalkeeper, is always iconic as well. But 7 started with us and kind of went to every other club. So I'm just wondering, over the past 10 years, since Ronaldo, what do you think has happened, basically, to make the jersey just, kind of go for? I think there's been like 5 goals scored in like 200 games under that jersey. So, Tammy, I'm going to go to you first again. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. So first of all, I'm rocking a number 7 David Beckham jersey.
Yes.
Today. You feel
when
me?
It was good. When it was good.
I had to bring that out when I knew the topic was going to be that specifically. But I mean, what's happened? I mean, we've been poor at picking the people who are going to be number 7s. It's that simple. Yeah. I mean, imagine if we'd given it to Rashford. Obviously, I think, who had it at the time? I think Depay. Did Depay have it? Or yeah, I think Depay had it when Rashford was breaking through, and then I think we gave it to was it Di Maria, or I can't remember, but we've definitely taken some L's there. Michael, I think right after Ronaldo, was it Valencia or Michael Owen? Just a lot of mistakes on picking who it should be, because I mean, we've had good wingers since Ronaldo played. It's not like we've had just completely shit wingers for the past 10 years. No, we've had some wingers that can play. Marcus Rashford can play. You know what I'm saying? Anthony Martial can play. Even though he's a number 9. You feel me? It's just been poor decision making. We gave it to Alexis Sanchez. He was the new hope. He was the guy who was gonna turn everything around, and he was dog shit. So I mean, there's not really much to say other than we've just been poor at picking who the number 7 should be. Plain and simple. If Jadon Sancho does come, though, we know that number 7 jersey is going to get revived.
It better be. It better not become a curse, like a full-on one, and ruin players. Because I know no, I don't do a solo. How do I do it? There we go. I know when you're talking about there with number 7s, when it went to Michael Owen, it was actually, or Valencia.
Was it Valencia then Owen, or
no, it went to Owen after Ronaldo, and then Valencia.
Then Valencia. There we go. Yeah. There we go.
But he was. I remember when they brought in Michael Carrick and Valencia, I think, for number 7, and because they wanted to and Michael Owen, sorry, to be the next number 7, just because the weight of the jersey was so much that he knew Carrick or Owen could take it, and that's how Owen took it. He just went, "Look, it's fine, I'll have it," because nothing was expected of him, to do anything. But he did score that goal against City. But still, I hate him.
Yeah.
And don't worry, none of us ever forget Di Maria was number 7. But Sam, who was your first number 7, and what are your thoughts on the recent decline?
Yeah, so my first number 7 was Cantona, and
beautiful.
Yeah, I think he sort of encompasses everything that a Manchester United number 7 is. And then we obviously had Beckham and Ronaldo after that, and since then it's just been recruitment. It's not just been the number 7; it's been recruitment at the football club, which has been poor, and it's all about the characters. That's what we've not had. We've not had the right characters come into the football club, and that is what I'm seeing. Seems to be a change now in the direction of the people that we're bringing in. The characters seem more like Manchester United players. So I'm confident that we'll get it right next time, because we're going to get Jadon Sancho. I think he fits the profile, and I think he will be able to carry that well. But yeah, it's just been the recruitment that's obviously been the curse, and we've just been forcing it. Giving it to Di Maria was a force. Memphis Depay, at the time, I thought he could do it, man, and I don't think he was given the chance, if I'm honest. Yeah. It's questionable whether he was the right character. he's a bit too flashy, probably not hard working enough. I don't know. I don't think he was given a fair crack of the whip. But going forward, I think we're seeing now that the recruitment's getting better. A player like Donny van der Beek, sort of for me, is a Manchester United player. He has everything, work rate, quality, tenacious. So we're getting it right now. So yeah, going forward, number 7, we're going to sort it.
Yeah, I think with number 7 as well, it seems to sum up our transfer dealings over the past, encompasses everything, because we've just failed miserably. We've gotten good players in, but for too high of a cost or too high wages. And the same at number 7. Everyone who steps into that role just seems to falter it, because what I think we should do, the same what we've done with Giggsy's 11, is that the players have to kind of earn it. So like Martial, well, Januzaj got it, but Januzaj had a great season and then he got it. And then Martial had proved himself and then he got it before he changed to number 9. And then with Greenwood as well, he's proven it this season and he's a homegrown boy. Giving it to him makes sense, do you know?
Yeah, it does.
But if Solskjaer was to bring in 2 players now, okay, or if Solskjaer was to bring 1 player and narrow it down again, and he said, you're going to be my number 7 from this current squad, who would you give it to? And comments in would always appreciate it. Oh, Sam's first. Sorry, I guess.
Oh, okay. I was waiting for you to go to Terry. You know what? I think Rashford could be a good number 7. Rashford could be. I say could be because I still have question marks over his decision making at times, but he is everything that we want in a Manchester United player, in terms of, obviously, he loves the club, he's hard working, he does have quality, he does have flair, he can get you off your seats as well, and I can see Rashford being at Manchester United for a long time. So I think Rashford would make a good number 7, and he's now showing he's growing as a person as well. Do you know what I mean? He's still young, but he's growing. He's very mature with all of what we're seeing, obviously, the off the field stuff. I believe that he would be able to handle the weight of the number 7 jersey as well. So I would say out of the current crop of players, I would give it to Marcus Rashford.
Good show. Tammy, yourself?
Yeah, I wouldn't give it to anybody. I mean, that sounds.
No, you have to pick one. You have to pick one.
Okay, that sounds hard. I mean, that's really harsh. But Marcus Rashford already has the 10 jersey. I think that's already a jersey that has some weight to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like he's wearing like number 55 or like he's like wearing an academy jersey number. Like, he has a number. The number 10 jersey like has weight to it, so he's already carrying that. So I mean, he does have the ability to do it. Obviously, Martial's, kind of moved from a left winger to a striker now. He's carrying the number 9 shirt, which holds a lot of weight. I think Mason Greenwood's too young to kind of put that pressure on him. But I guess I'd agree with Stems. I'd say Marcus Rashford, only because Martial's wearing the number 9. You know what I mean? And that's I think the person who can hold the shirt the best is Anthony Martial, because he's our best forward player. But I mean, he's our best attack-minded player. But so I'll just go with Martial, only because if I had to pick somebody, it would be him. But no one should be wearing that jersey right now. I think the only person realistically that should be touching that jersey is Jadon Sancho if he comes in. And that's it.
Absolutely. There was a comment here. Oh yeah, this is a very much outside shout, and I love your enthusiasm. From the current squad, none but Chong, when back from should be number 7 with that sleek left, I presume, foot. Not a hope in the hell is he getting the number 7 jersey.
Shouldn't even be at the club, in my opinion.
I completely agree.
He's not good at it. He's not good enough.
And our favorite, by the way, to end on a wonderful comment, our favorite new Arsenal fan has just put in some Sancho news in. Guys I know at Carrington have said that United officially pulled out of the Sancho deal and United won't report it. But thankfully, we have the top gunner here to let us in on that inside information. Thank you so much. You're an absolute hero and legend to all of us, and your commitment to football is unknown. You absolute bollocks. Anyway, thanks so much for coming in, guys. Temi, Sams, thanks so much. You're both absolute legends. Follow the guys on Twitter That's Temmie's one. And here, guys, I'll give you a couple of seconds to plug yourself there. Sorry.
Yeah, guys, make sure to follow me on Twitter at Temmie Talks United, and then make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is also, if you just search Temmie Talks United, it'll pop up. So make sure to check that out, guys.
Beautiful. Just did it there, and he's very handsome. Sam's, go for it.
Yeah, sorry, I'm new to this. I didn't get my handle on the screen correct, but I'm at L Semps on Twitter, and you could also check my YouTube channel at Views TV Official, YouTube and Twitter as well.
I did it as well, and he's also very handsome.
I need a trim, mate. I need a trim.
Hey, why do you think I'm wearing this do-rag, man? I need a cut. I need a cut.
I think you both look very cool, okay? Especially in my all right? Yeah, I'm Joe O'Neill. You can find me on my YouTube channel at Joe O'Neill. I am on Instagram at Joe Your Own Way. And like it says here, there at Acting Joe. Make sure to tune back in tonight at, I think Rusty's on at 7:30 or 6:30. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Just say on the channel, please like and subscribe. Tell your friends if you like this channel. If you don't like it, tell your enemies. No matter what, just tweet and spread the word. You're all a bunch of legends, and I love you all, which I'm trying to vamp as I'm looking for the banners, the brand. This is all part of the plan, and it's going great. And here's the outro. Thanks very much, guys.